If I told you that 2026 is already giving you clues that it's going to be the best year of your life, some subtle changes in your daily routine are showing it without you even noticing. Today I'm going to reveal 7 simple signs that point to this path. The first one might be right there, in the way you handle small decisions. And the last one is the most powerful, and almost nobody notices it in time. If you recognize at least 3, you'll already have clarity about your next steps. And if you see all 7, 2026 stops being a dream and becomes a concrete plan. Stay until the end, because at the final stretch, there's a silent sign that changes everything. It doesn't depend on luck, nor on money, only on an attitude that you control. Let's get straight to the point and find out if these signs are already in you. Before we start, drop your like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. No more delay. Let's go. 1. Consistency in the basics. You've been more consistent with the basics of your day. You sleep a little better, drink water, and get organized without drama. It's not perfect, but it's stable. You keep small routines going for several days in a row. This shows that your energy is getting back on track. These micro-victories turn into real momentum. You follow through on what you promise yourself, and that changes everything. Your to-do list gets shorter because you actually do things, not because you give up. Step by step, you feel lighter and in control. Stay with me, because the next sign shows why your confidence is about to double without effort. 2. Your inner voice has become an ally. Your internal conversation has become kinder and firmer at the same time. When something goes wrong, you don't attack yourself. You ask what you can adjust for next time. You step out of the drama and into action. That's emotional maturity showing up in practice. With this clear voice, decisions become simple. You say no without guilt, and yes with focus. You stop seeking approval and start seeking progress. Comparison leaves your feed and becomes comparison with yesterday's version of you. And if this is already happening, the next one will impact money, time, and opportunities in a way almost nobody uses to their advantage. 3. You're calculating the return on your time. You've started calculating the return on your time. Instead of living by putting out fires, you plan your day with intention. You block high-energy time slots for what matters most and protect those blocks. You say no more easily to requests that don't take you where you want to go. Your calendar has become a map, not a prison. With this, money and opportunities start showing up with less effort. You test quick and cheap ideas before going all in. You see the 80-20 rule and focus on what actually generates real results, not on pretty tasks. 30 minutes turn into visible progress because you know which step to take. And what's coming next shows how to turn that focus into something that works for you, even when you're offline. 4. You're creating assets that work for you. You've started creating assets that don't disappear the next day. A library of useful content, templates that speed up your work, simple AI automations, an email list growing little by little, pages that explain what you offer. Every piece has a purpose and stays published, available, discoverable. Instead of starting from zero every time, you reuse and improve. These assets make time work in your favor. They attract people, generate inquiries, and open doors while you sleep. Your income and leads become less unpredictable, and your anxiety drops. The cycle becomes build, measure, adjust, and the snowball effect kicks in. Stay, because the next one reveals a subtle adjustment that makes the right people arrive at exactly the right time. 5. Your positioning became crystal clear. You know exactly who you help and what problem you solve. No beating around the bush. Your promise is specific, measurable, and spoken in the language your audience uses. Your profile, bio, and pages now filter people. They don't beg for everyone's attention. You choose one angle, claim your place on the map, and hold that position for weeks. With that, the right people arrive faster, and the wrong ones lose interest on their own. Social proof comes in as narrative, not as bragging. Case studies, before and afters, behind the scenes, and numbers appear at the right moment. Your call to action is unique per offer, clear and repeated without shame. Tags, titles, and keywords stay consistent and easy to find. And when this happens, the next step turns that clarity into relationships and revenue that don't depend on the algorithm's mood. 6. You've turned attention into relationship. You've created a simple funnel that fits on one sheet of paper. A valuable lead magnet, a clean landing page, a welcome email that delivers what it promises, a weekly newsletter with a defined CTA and a frictionless entry-level offer. No maze, few steps, measured and iterated. The goal is one: move people who are a good fit from interest to conversation. The follow-up is respectful and automated enough not to depend on your mood. You use AI to draft responses, segment by interest and track open rates and clicks. You monitor conversion rate, CAC, and average ticket, adjusting one lever at a time. Sales become predictable because the process turned into routine, not an event. And if this is already in motion, what's coming next is subtle, almost invisible, and it's exactly the element that makes 2026 inevitable. 7. You're scaling with distribution and data. You stopped depending on chance and designed a distribution routine that doesn't fail. Every piece of content is born with variations for different channels, already planned for cuts, thumbnails, and testable titles. Strategic partnerships become multipliers. Co-creations, live sessions, and guest posts with complementary audiences. Paid media comes in with a modest budget and a clear goal. Validate creatives, not by vanity metrics. SEO, shorts, and newsletter work together as an ecosystem, not as isolated initiatives. Decisions stop being opinions and become readings of simple, ruthless metrics. You track LTV, CAC, email retention, and sales cycle velocity, adjusting creative, offer, and timing with precision. High-performing content becomes series. Underperformers become documented lessons. You create a weekly improvement loop that keeps growth going, even in bad weeks. If you identified with some of these signs, don't stop at identification. Identity without action turns into frustration. From now on, you're going to turn perception into execution. Step 1. Lock in the basics in 7-day cycles. Choose 3 simple routines: sleep, minimal organization, and 1 fixed daily focus block. Don't try to optimize everything. Just repeat for 7 days without negotiating with yourself. At the end of the week, adjust 1 thing only. Consistency beats intensity. If you sustain the basics, everything else becomes lighter, and this prepares the ground for bigger decisions without burnout. Step 2. Rewrite your inner voice in writing. For 7 days, at the end of the day, write down 1 decision you made well and 1 adjustment for tomorrow. No judgment, no drama. This trains your mind to move from reaction to control. In just a few weeks, your confidence stops being emotional and becomes accumulated evidence. This is where many people unlock themselves without realizing it. Step 3. Plan your day based on return, not urgency. Before opening messages, define a 30 to 60-minute block for what generates the most impact. Protect that time slot like a non-negotiable appointment. If something doesn't move your life, your money, or your clarity, it doesn't enter that block. This simple filter changes your entire week, and when your time starts delivering, the game levels up. Step 4. Create 1 asset per week, even if imperfect. Choose a simple format, a useful text, a template, a basic automation, or an explanatory page. Publish it, use it, improve it later. The goal isn't perfection, it's accumulation. In 3 months, you'll have something working for you. In 6, you'll have stability. In a year, you'll have an advantage. Step 5. Declare your positioning in 1 sentence. Write down who you help, with what problem, and what transformation you deliver. Just 1 sentence. Use that sentence in everything for 30 days. Bio, videos, pages, and messages. This filters noise, attracts the right people, and saves energy. Clarity is the biggest invisible accelerator. Step 6. Simplify the funnel until it fits on 1 sheet. 1 lead magnet, 1 page, 1 welcome email, and 1 entry-level offer. Nothing more at the beginning. Measure weekly, adjust 1 variable at a time, and document what works. When the process becomes routine, anxiety drops and predictability appears. That's how 2026 stops depending on luck. Step 7. Create a weekly ritual of data and distribution. Set aside 30 minutes per week to look at simple metrics: what attracted attention, what turned into conversation, and what turned into revenue. Turn what worked into series and discard the rest without attachment. Distribute better before creating more. This loop keeps growth going even when motivation fluctuates. If you do this for 90 days, 2026 won't be a promise. It will be a consequence. The best year of your life doesn't start with a magical turnaround. It starts with small, repeated, well-directed decisions. And now you already know exactly where to start. I want to hear from you. Which part of this journey made the most sense to you? And which adjustment are you going to implement first in your creation and business flow? Share your experience in the comments. Your perspective might unlock the path for someone who's one step behind. If this content helped you, drop your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next valuable content.